Hey everyone, it's Riley, and this is my 3-month update on testosterone for you guys. I have a bunch of questions which will probably answer anything you guys are actually curious about, so I'll just get right to it. Since your surgery and starting T, are you a more a happy, positive person? I definitely have to say yes, because, before, I had major dysphoria. I was, worried, like, am I going to start hormones? Am I ever going to get surgery? It's just, like, the worries. So, since I've had them, I don't really have that, obviously, weight on my shoulders anymore. And now, I don't have to worry so much. It's like, oh, are people going to notice that, I have a chest, like, have breasts, more or less. Or are they gonna notice, that, I'm not male? So those things are slowly going away, and I'm definitely more confident and more happy with who I am. So overall, yeah, I'm definitely a more happy and positive person. Next question is, do you still have your bad days? Of course. You know what, I don't know if that will ever go away. I've had guys that said, that still, like, even a year or 2 years down the road, they still have their bad days, but, I'm still really early into my transition, but I definitely have to say it's not as much or as often. It's more or less for me when I'm talking, if I'm not going to pass, or if someone looks at me and still sees a feminine face, those things. I'm not really worried about the chest anymore, or not passing as much. But it's, I still have those days where I'm kind of overwhelmed with, like, okay, am I ever really fully gonna pass? How is my voice gonna sound? Stuff like that. Changes that are happening for you. I have quite a few. I noticed, first of all, like, my shirts. Like this shirt, even, like, I bought it, and my sleeve, I think, used to come down to, like, just past this tattoo, but because, like, I'm filling out more in my shoulders and in, like, across my chest, that, my shirt rides up a bit more, and same with, like, because it fills out here more, it's not as long. So yeah, I definitely noticed a change in that, and also my voice, from my first video to now, has changed a lot. Body hair is changing, like, constantly. My legs are definitely getting hairier. My stomach is a little bit. Facial hair is coming in. I shave that every week right now, but I think I'm gonna try and, like, maybe let it grow up. But just, like, constant changes with everything. Hunger, is kind of actually dwelling down, a little bit. Like, I don't find I'm as hungry as often as in the beginning of the first 3 months. So yeah, just those changes that I can think of right now off the top of my head. What are the things that surprised you most for being on T? I have to say, for me, honestly, like, my voice, that changed, well, not really fully, but it kind of changed after a month and a half. And I didn't expect anything with my voice changing that soon. And just, like, the body hair and stuff, like, I didn't expect some of my changes to be till, like, maybe closer to 3 months, so, like, now. So yeah, like, the changes that I have endured, it was kind of just shocking. Like, I knew I was going to expect those changes, but I just didn't think that it was going to happen, like, that quick. Um, do you experience a lot of mood swings? I have to say no. Like, I didn't really have a lot of mood swings before, but I would have to say, there's just certain things that has happened since I've been on T that, like, actually before I would have probably got ticked off about. But now it's like I kind of keep more calm and collective, because it's like, you know what, why dwell on the small stuff when I have such bigger things to kind of focus on? So, in a sense, it's just kind of like I'm actually better than before, and it's kind of weird. But yeah, no, like, I was never a moody person, so far, I've definitely dealt with things like that pretty well. um how do you start noticing the changes you go through? And I think, more so, that's towards my voice, and, like, kind of like body and stuff. But for my voice, I noticed, I think, on a month and a half, when it did change, my throat was really, really sore for like 2 days, and then all of a sudden it kind of, like, changed. And now, over the past week, I've kind of had a really sore throat, or that it's just kind of like a tingly feeling. It's kind of really hard to explain, but yeah, it's just kind of like this feeling in my throat that I could feel, and then all of a sudden, like, it would just kind of change overnight type thing, or over, like, a couple days. And then for anything else, like, for my body and stuff, I don't really, like, feel the changes. I just kind of, like, notice it. Like, I, kind of constantly am looking to see, what has changed. But other than that, like, my voice is the main thing that I can feel when it's changing. Anything else is just kind of like, it just changes, and I notice it over time. Um, Do you have a supportive family, and does it help having their support? And if they don't have your support or their support, how do you deal with that? So I have kind of like half and half when this happens. I have a family that I have their support, and on the other side I don't. So the family that I do have their support, I'm definitely very appreciative of that, and to have their support means a lot to me, and also helps me to get through the tough days, and to know that they're here for me and love me no matter what. Even though all my family since love me no matter what, but to know that they are okay with me calling me Riley, call me by he him pronouns, use it right, like brother, son, stuff like that. It definitely makes me feel a lot better. But then the family that don't, in a way, it's turning to, yes, get upsetting, but at the same time I'm trying to be supportive of them and their decisions of not supporting me, if that makes any sense, and not trying to push them to correct them in a sense, because I feel like if I let them be and let them have their own time, and to come around to it, that they're gonna be more respectful towards me if I respect them. Eventually, I'm gonna try and talk to them every now and then, and say okay, can you maybe at least try and call me by Rye, even if you don't call me by Riley or something, I don't know, or just pick a neutral name that they can choose to call me by other than my birth name. Just try some small things and not really overwhelm them or overwhelm me. I don't want to cause issues, but I'm just kind of trying to focus on other things instead of that, and I'm just glad to have them in my life still. But yeah, what's the best thing that changed that you've noticed about starting tea? Honestly, I don't know if I have one thing that I the best thing. I would have to say, if anything, probably just the changes in my body itself. I don't know, I was just everything that has happened, I'm really super happy about everything, and that is changing or has changed or is going to change. So yeah, it's just kind of hard to pick one. So um and then favorite part about my transition and all so far, I would have to say for that, two things would be my top surgery and starting hormones are my two big things that I'm very proud of, that are kind of, I guess, more or less have made me into who I am. And I'm just, it was the two things that I said when I kind of started transitioning, that it was my goals, to have top surgery, to have hormones. And now that I'm here and I'm on hormones, and that I've had my top surgery, it's just, I don't know, I'm very proud of myself and for getting myself here. I've supported myself and through all this, whether it's for top surgery, paid for it myself, and then getting myself on hormones, finding doctors, stuff like that. I did it all myself, and I'm very proud of that. So yeah, but I think that's everything for you guys. Hopefully you guys like my update, and I'll keep you posted on any other changes. I love you guys, and I'm posting in soon.